Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and we have a treat for you today. This is a replay from 2016. We have Hamilton. He's in the T-54 and he's on the defending spawn of Sand River. Now, T-54, it's a Soviet medium, and it's a defending spawn. This is an assault battle. And you can see the cap just over the dune. And we're counting down the clock. Now you can see that he's got 3 marks of excellence on his barrels. So this could be quite an interesting battle. Okay. And we're off. Well, he's headed down to Quickie Baby's ramp. I call it Quickie Baby's ramp because it's the ramp in G5, which is actually used for popping up and seeing the enemy if they're attacking. And we can see an enemy tank going through the field of view there. It's a Batch Out 25, and he gets one round into him straight away. Okay, there's an FCM-50, got a shot into him too. And he's definitely testing the limits, trying to pop above the ridgeline without actually getting hit. And it looks like he's had a bit of difficulty in this area, so he's headed to the west side of the map, up the riverbed. Now you can see this is in fact this is a 9.16 update, and so it's quite an early battle. It's prior to the 1.0 release, and Hamilton's headed east this time. Looks like he's going to test the rise at G7, or is it G8? G7 I think it is. Well, he's coming up the other end of the bank, and this position is actually quite difficult for the enemy to shoot at you, because obviously you're on an incline at this this rise, and it actually can be really difficult to put an Arty round in here. But there's an FCM-50T making his way through. Oh, just missed him. The shell went right over the top of that FCM. He's trying to get another one on. No, he can't. And he doesn't want to poke up too hard, because otherwise those tanks that are attacking might actually put a round into him. So he's just testing the limits at the moment. You can see the FCM now. Gets a round in. 291. And he's using heat ammunition. And 295 off that shot, and I think he tracked the FCM. Testing him, fires another round in, got a fire! 370 hit points this time. One more should finish him off, and it does. And he bounced around the 240 hit points in return. Now he's trying the Type 4, fires a round at him, doesn't get a penetration. Just testing the limits, fires another round in. This time he gets a hit, 324 hit points. Fires another round in, but this time he takes a round from a Tiger. 102 hit points he lost. Damaged his visual. Gets a round into the Type 4 again. Now he's got an M103. Now this is going to be a difficult problem. The American is quite a dangerous heavy tank, so he is retreating from this. Doesn't want to get hit by that M103. I suspect that he may be going back over to the west side of the map. It's going to leave the M103 to be dealt with by the IS-3. In the meantime, he's having a look now at the T-10. Now I've seen that really good players will try and leave a target that they feel is more dangerous and go after something easier. And he's fired on a T-34-3. Got a lovely hit there. And we've got a T-10 now. Soviet Tier 9 heavy, I think that is now. Back then I think it was a Tier 10. And the T-34 comes over the rise and, yep, gets a lovely hit. 363. He's taken out the game by the Type 4. Going for the T-10. And he fires one through the front for 323. Testing all the time to see if he can get through. Fires one through the front. Trying to, I think, get the tracks as well at the same time. Hold him in place, but he pulls back. And that one bounces off the front plate. He's using heat ammunition, which can be very expensive, but it does bring results. Tries to get one through the front plate, fails again. What he needs to do is try and get through the front sides of the vehicle. That went home. He got that one, 696, and the T10 goes down. He's taken out by our T10 behind us. Okay, now it's a Type 59, the Chinese medium. He's over on the west side of the map, being faced off by T-34. We fire another round in, but miss on that occasion. There is a Wizzy 111. Oh, got him there. Got a hit. Repositioning. He can't get an accurate shot on them. They're moving about too much. And he's definitely testing to see, can he get a shot up without being hit in return. Now he's returning to the other side. The M103 is now being engaged by the IS-3, and he's come in to actually try and engage this M103 and put a few shots in himself. Goes to the ammo rack and wipes out the M103. Doesn't get an ammo rack, but certainly takes him out of the action. You need to be careful with these bumps. You can get marooned on one of them. One of them is actually deliberately designed as a trap. Okay, now he's testing the other side. There's the Wizzy 111 he was firing at earlier. Fires a round in. I'm not sure he got a hit there. Tiger 1, that's the one that damaged him. Fires around, but I think it goes into the village, into the walls. Doesn't do any damage, but he's definitely trying to get some damage on that Tiger 1. Fires another round in. He's working on standard AP at the moment. Heat would be a waste here because obviously it would explode against the wall of the building and do no damage at all. Better to use AP, he'll go straight through. Now he's going over the very edge here, creeping up on the Tiger 1. This time round he gets a round through. He's switching and selected heat for his next round after this one. And he finishes off the Tiger 1, and he's now gone on to heat ammunition. There's a Batchat 25 ton just round the corner. He fires one round into the back of him. 338 bounces around from the Centurion. The Centurion? No, that's not a Centurion. I think that's a Type 64 retreating at high speed, and he's about to get wiped out. No, he survives with just 3 hit points. What a lucky guy that one. Okay, there's the Centurion, and he's been hit and tracked, and he got a hit in return. Can he get another round in? Fires through the front plate. 319, using a lot of heat ammo here. This is going to be very expensive. Fires another round through. 296, racking up the hit points, doing most of the damage for his team. Jockeying for position, using the walls to protect him, preventing the enemy from using heat in return. Fires another round in. 317, this time it looks like it went through the turret. There's a Batchat 25 over there. The Centurion went down to our Jagdtiger. Now, what have we got up there? There's the Type 64. There's the Batchat 25 ton. The one we fired at before. He's locked on. Takes him out of the game. 212. Goes for the Jagdtiger. It's got him by the rear. Fires through his tracks. Holds him in place. Using standard AP. Keeps him tracked. Okay, he's doing damage as he's tracking him. Fires through them again and keeps him tracked. 288. 2 more should be enough, I think. And again, he's kept him tracked. But I don't think that one went through. Going for the engine bay. No, he doesn't get a fire. He was hoping for a fire, I think. He's on heat ammunition now. Last run. No, he doesn't get the kill. He's left him on just 111, but he will be mobile any second. And that time he's finished off. Now he's only got 2 rounds of heat, 2 rounds of HE. There are 2 enemies left. And there's one of them, the Type 59. Puts a round into him and bounces the round in return. And he kills him with a sideswipe. He sideswiped him. He didn't need to fire a round. He just nudged him, took him out of the game that way. One more enemy left. It's the Type 64. Oh, he's just blowing this ammunition deliberately. And that was the last enemy. He's dead. Oh dear, he didn't get the last kill, but he did get a lot of kills during that battle. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this one. It's an ace tanker for Hamilton and the T-54. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 15 in that battle. A duelist badge for getting at least taking down 2 enemies that did damage to him during the battle. A fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. And lastly, a Confederate for doing more damage or hitting more enemies than anyone else on his team, at least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other team members, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, and lastly a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. What an epic game that was. And we can see this game was from 15th of October 2016, nearly 2 years ago. So let's have a look at the team scores. Well, he did damage of 10,008 hit points of damage overall. That's an absolutely amazing total. And he actually managed to get, that's nearly more than double the high score, which was the Jagdtiger on the enemy team. Certainly nearly 5 times more than the Jagdtiger on his own team. But he certainly carried his team on his back on that one. He managed to get the highest number of kills, 6, just one more than the Jagdtiger on the enemy team, who only managed 5. But when it came to base XP, just look at that, 2010. And it's nearly treble the highest score of the enemy team and double the highest score on his own team, which was T-54 Super Pershing. A truly amazing round. But he did use an awful lot of premium ammunition. He fired 48 rounds. He got 41 direct hits, 33 penetration. Damage of 10,008 hit points, of which 993 were more than 300 meters. He received 10 hits during the battle. 3 of them were penetrations, 7 were non-penetrations, and he blocked damage of 1,900 hit points. He spotted 5 enemy vehicles, damaged 12 of the enemy, that's 4/5 of the enemy team, and killed 6 of them. That's more than a third of the enemy team. He, in fact, actually, it's 2/5 of the enemy team. He did damage assistance of 2,085 hit points. Now, on a premium account, he earned 148,308 credits. And after repair and ammunition resupply, and this is the big hitter, he burnt 194,700 credits of ammunition, mostly heat ammunition during that battle, but it was effective, really effective in killing the enemy, and that meant he suffered a loss of 52,408 credits. He received 3,015 XP, and there were no multipliers, so that's all he took away. But I think you'd agree that that was a truly astonishing round in the T-54. And as I said, this is a replay from 15th of October 2016, and it's actually a test that we were running to see could we access the old replays, and I can tell you, yes, we can access them, which means that over the next coming months we will be doing an awful lot of prior replays, so you can enjoy those games that you've enjoyed in the past and would like to see again. We will be converting vast numbers of these replays to video, so you can get the same thrill you did before of old updates. Obviously old updates that no longer work for you, but we have the clients, so we can run them for you. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that we'll be featuring in the next video.